I don't really hate being alone. I know people say that all the time, but for me, it's true. I actually enjoy having space to myself, being able to breathe, to think, to exist without anyone watching. What I hate is the part that comes after being alone, that quiet heaviness you don't see coming. Because I don't hate solitude, I hate loneliness. And I didn't realize how different those two things were until recently. Solitude can be peaceful. It's choosing to sit in your room with the door closed, letting your brain reset. But loneliness is a feeling that sneaks up on you, even when you're surrounded by people. You could be laughing with friends, sitting in a crowded room, or chatting in a group, and still feel like you are not really there. That's loneliness, that weird sense of being disconnected from everything around you. And frustrating is that it never arrives when you expect it. It shows up after good days, after fun nights out, after conversations that seem perfectly normal. You get home, close your door, sit on your bed or in your car, and suddenly there's this silence that feels heavier than it should be. Like your mind finally caught up with you. It's like everything slows down. And in that silence, you feel this tiny ache, like something inside you is missing, even if you can't describe what it is. And that's when the questions start. Do people actually know me? I mean, do they know the real me? Or just the version of me that I keep safe for everyone else? If I was actually honest about how I feel sometimes, would anyone even understand? And you try to brush that off. You try to rationalize it. But the truth is, you can feel lonely even if you have good people in your life. Because loneliness isn't about how many friends you have, at least not always. It's about how deeply you connect. And most of us, whether we admit it or not, don't really let people see us fully. We filter ourselves, we choose the parts that feel acceptable, and we keep the messy, confusing, vulnerable stuff hidden behind a facade. And then we wonder why nobody understands us on a deeper level. Like, how could they? They're only seeing the edited version. I've noticed I do this a lot. When someone asks me how I'm doing, I give the same recycled responses. I'm good, I'm alright. Sometimes I even say I'm fine when I'm clearly not, just because it's easier than unpacking everything. But then later, I'll sit alone and feel invisible. Like I can't blame people for not knowing me if I never actually tell them anything real. Loneliness makes you feel small in a way that's hard to explain. Not small like being unimportant, but small like you're floating outside of your own life, watching everyone else connect, while you feel like you are standing behind glass. You can see the world, but you can't quite touch it. And what sucks is you can't exactly text someone, hey, I'm feeling disconnected from reality today. Like, you could, but it feels weird. You shouldn't put your problems onto somebody else. So instead, you distract yourself. You scroll mindlessly, you watch a video, or put on music that hits a little too close. You try filling the silence with noise, and it works for a bit. But the emptiness always circles back around. And the scariest thought, the one you don't tell anyone, is this: if I disappeared for a while, would anything actually change for anyone? It's a bad way of thinking, but it does happen. And you don't primarily think it because you want to vanish. You think it because you're searching for proof that you actually matter. Loneliness makes you look for signs that someone would miss you, that someone values you, that you aren't just a placeholder in people's lives. But most of us never say that out loud. We just keep functioning and pretending everything is fine. Because saying I feel lonely sounds like weakness, even though it's the most human thing ever. It makes us vulnerable. And maybe that's the real reason loneliness hurts. Not because you're alone, but because you want connection so badly and you are terrified to admit it. You want someone you don't have to explain yourself to, someone who just gets it, who can sit with you in silence without making you feel like you need to be present all the time. I think a lot of people feel this kind of loneliness but don't talk about it. We've all become experts at pretending we are fine, posting, updating, responding, sharing, but never actually opening up. Being visible is not the same as being understood. And that's why loneliness feels so intense. Because deep down, all we really want is to feel like someone sees us, the real us, and chooses to stay. Until then, we fill the silence with noise. We pretend, we hold everything together, distract ourselves. What we tell people is we're doing good, even when we are not. And that's not because we want to lie. Sometimes I'm doing good feels easier than saying I feel lonely, even when I'm not alone.